This is the hearse o'er which thousands mourn, that was filled by the architect covered with scorn, who heard the bell on that awful morn, told death to the widow with babe just born, who wept for the father, all mangled and torn, who died with the work girl all forlorn, who was crushed by the beam, all crumbled and worn, that was split by the hand that filled the fount, whence flowed the spring that sapped the stone, that lay in the sand, on which was raised the house that Bigelow built.
On the afternoon of Tuesday, January 10, 1860, the 5-story main building of the Pemberton Mill in Lawrence, Massachusetts collapsed. Compounding this failure, the ruins caught fire during the recovery effort, leading to so much loss of life that the event was considered the greatest industrial disaster in the world up to that time.
The sight baffles all efforts at description. The imagination is better fitted than the pen to picture the mental and physical suffering, the moaning and cries of wounded and dying, and the anguish of relations at the suffering or death of those they loved. Stretched on pallets in the large room of the upper story of the City Hall lay those mangled, bleeding forms, a few housed since full of life and hope, now momentarily expecting to find relief from their torture.
Blame for the building's fall was laid squarely on the shoulders of Captain Charles H. Bigelow, the young but highly reputed and experienced chief engineer who oversaw construction of the structure. How a civil engineer who achieved such accomplishment and distinction while still a young man in the prime of his life was discredited with responsibility for the worst disaster of the Industrial Revolution, and whether that blame was justified, is addressed in this film.